Hey, this is Mike with Drumline, and the reason I'm sitting so close to Harley DeWinter.
We're getting very intimate. We're
Yes.
getting very intimate right now.
We're stuck in a booth at the Hard Rock Cafe before Knee-High Fox's show with who else is on your bill on this tour?
So Knee-High Fox is playing. We're direct support for Powerman 5000. Also part of our tour package is Rachel Loren. It's been a great tour so far. We're in St. Louis tonight. It's Knee-High Fox's last show. Rachel Loren and Powerman are going to go until the 18th, I think. And then we're all home. It's been a great tour. It's the New Wave tour in support of Powerman's new record, New Wave. You guys should all check that out because it's really awesome.
Yeah, I've heard Powerman on the radio, and Knee-High Fox have been around for a couple years, several years in L.A., right? A few incarnations of the band.
2012, I think, was the official inception of the band. And then currently it's Christine and Simon are the main members. They're the ones that have been around since the beginning. We actually, on the road for this tour with us is Sam Colton. He's killing it. I've been with the band since January or December, depending on the technicality you want to go with it. So December 2016, John 5 referred me to the gig, and so been playing with them ever since.
So why did you guys decide to stop in St. Louis so you could get me the ticket to the Hard Rock? Is that what happened? Why did you stop here?
I really wanted to come to the Hard Rock. Myron Grombacher's kit's back there,
right.
So that's awesome. I heard there was a Bonham kit here at one point.
Yes, the bass drum used to be over there, but it's gone. I probably went to another Hard Rock. But anyway, so I've known you for like a couple of years, since you were a teenager.
I think 5 years.
Since 21?
20. We're going to, it's ambiguous. I'm 20. I'm 20.
He's 20 years old. He's been professionally drumming since 14, probably 14 maybe?
I think about then. 13
Yeah.
or 14 is like when stuff started kind of happening and, names started getting out there into certain circles.
It seems like you've been ascending the whole time, but you've been in several bands, but this is a pretty cool one.
This has been a great band, honestly. I've loved the bands I've worked for in the past. It's always been fun. I've done Warped Tour. I've done Rocklahoma. I've done we did the Saint Motel tour last year in the band that was opening for it. I did a quick fill-in. This tour, this last couple of tours with Knee-High has been awesome. It's the kind of band I want to be working with. It's been nice to dedicate my time to, and they've really accepted me as like one of their own. It's not just being like a hired gun. Like I've been, I originally got hired on to do that. It was just a hired gun gig. And I've just been welcomed into the band, and they've treated me so well, and so I'm glad to be working with them.
Well, I got a bonus tonight. I got to see your dad. Came out for a couple of shows, too. He's getting to be a good buddy.
Yeah, my pops and actually my mom, too, they drove out to, Austin, or Dallas, Texas. And so they drove out on my mom's birthday, which was on the 1st of November. And they drove out, and they met us up in Dallas, and then we went to Houston on the 4th. And then my mom works in Houston, so she stopped off there. My dad went to Austin with us, and then he was going to go home. But, we only had 2 more shows left, so we just ended up, he's tagging along, and he's an old trucker, so he can help us with some of the driving home.
So is this your most, most physical tour as far as like just the distance and the, show after show? And you and your dad both kind of, I saw you guys and I was like, dang, you guys are looking in great shape. So what are you doing? Kind of one of my things I wanted to write a story about, staying in shape, and he challenged me to lose 25 pounds by the NAMM show, so we're going to try that. But talk about how you keep yourself in shape on the tour and just enjoying all your pretty health conscious.
By the NAMM show, that's going to be a pretty hefty
that's going to be
goal.
difficult. Yeah, it's a difficult goal.
That's
got to shake it up. It's only at 75 days or something. So
that's going to be crazy. That's what, like 3 pounds a day? No.
It's only like 2 or 3 pounds a week.
2 pounds a week.
2 pounds a week.
Okay,
2 pounds a week.
Put it into retrospect like that. It's not too bad. I don't know. I think touring, it just all depends on like what you put into it, right? So I was 180 at the beginning of January, and I was working as a tech for Powerman, and I was also playing for Knee-High. So wake up at probably 11 or 12 every day. Luckily, we had a tour bus, so we didn't have to do any of the driving. But wake up at 11, 12 every day, go to bed at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and maybe eat 2 meals. Unfortunately, I will admit that it's like I wasn't eating the healthiest. I was eating pizza and Denny's, whatever you can get your hands on, really. But
it's tough on the road to find good food.
Stuff on the road, but because of all the work we were doing, even if I was taking in lots of fats, they were all gone by the end of the tour. I lost about 7 pounds at the end of that tour. And then I thought, hey, I started losing weight. I might as well just keep going. And so now I'm back down to like my driver's license weight from when I was 16, so like my junior high weight, which I'm pretty stoked on. That has actually been conscious eating because we've only been on a couple tours since January, and so most of it's been conscious eating. But out here, I try to treat everything like a workout. Like, you know, we don't have crew. Powerman has crew, but Knee-High, we're just packing all of our gear into the back of a van. We don't even have a trailer, and so I'm every night working hard, trying to make sure that like we run the van pack, we figure it out right. It's a fun game of Tetris, and I tell my boys too. It's like, hey, guys, you know, we're not getting to go to the fitness center at the hotel. We're going to the hotel. We're going to sleep. So treat everything like a workout. I lift guitar cabs. I lift my hardware case. We end up having venues that are on the second story of you know, a bar or something like that. So everything's kind of a challenge every day. And you end up putting in your 10,000 steps really easy. And, you know, the 10,000 step goal a day for walking, you can do that easily at NAMM. You could easily do that when you're on tour. It's hard, though, when you're at home. So it's been kind of a tough journey. 25 pounds for me, 35 pounds for my dad. He actually has a nutritionist that he listens to. But in the meantime, it's about eating right, but it's about really putting in the work as much as you can. Like if you're not on tour, just try to eat right and then try to treat everything you're doing during your day like a workout, or try to do chores around the house. I do a lot of chores around the house. I walk my dogs every morning, you know, simple stuff like that. I live in Huntington. We're pretty close to the water, but not extremely. So I don't walk the dogs to the beach every day. My girlfriend is better at taking care of them than I. She took them to the dog park today. We have Dog Beach a couple blocks away, you know, about a mile away. And like on the weekends, we'll take them and actually do fun stuff. But I wake up in the morning and it's like you have 15 minutes before you got to get out of the house or go to rehearsal or go do whatever. So I'll walk them around the block really quick. But it's my way to start my day, right? Like, you know, a cup of coffee, walk my dogs, and that's how you do it.
A couple kid questions because we're still waiting for our burgers to be cooked. I saw something, I don't know, video. You had like 5 or 6 splash cymbals in a row, but your kit's like 1 up, 2 down, kind of basic. That's what you're playing on this tour, or what?
Yeah. So on this,
tell me about what was with those 5 splash cymbals, because you know what I'm talking about. You had like a bunch of little cymbals in a row. I thought that looked so cool, but I don't know if that's something you're working on.
That could have been from a couple years ago. I had a video, a couple of videos on Drum Channel, a series where I had an 8 and a 10, and then my crash. But when you put my hi-hat right where it is, and you put my splashes, and then my crash, it looks like a succession of 4 cymbals. I'm not pulling any Gavin Harrison madness. You know, he's killing it. But for this run, it's been pretty simple. It's a DW SSC Shells maple kit. So we have a 24x16 kick, 12x8 rack, 16x14 floor, 18x16 floor, and then I usually bring out a black nickel over brass snare. I have a 14x6.5 and a 14x8, but for this run I brought the 14x6.5 as my backup and a 14x7 cherry top edge snare by DW. So that's I think it's 13-ply cherry with a brass ring just on the top, and that's just natural cherry finish with black nickel hardware. And the DW kit is tobacco burst satin with black nickel hardware.
It can be tough for those on the road because I saw a little scratch in that wood, and I was like, oops.
Don't remind me. So pretty much, at least the hardware has been pretty easy. We have literally my entire kit goes on 2 tripods. I've got rack, splash, and crash on one end, and ride, crash, and China on the other end. But with that comes my singer kicking my gear every night, and the way my dog bones are positioned, they fall kind of into my kicks sometimes. It depends. Pretty much just because of like the angle I have my ride cymbal set at, the sawtooth kind of clamping on the arm, on the boom arm, has ended up gnawing into my bass drum a little bit. She kicks it straight into my drum set. Last night she kicked my China cymbal, and it fell over and went into my 18-inch floor tom. This is not a dig at DW's hardware, because DW's hardware withstands a lot of pain, but when you have a pretty persistent girl kicking your cymbals all the time with some heavy boots, stuff's gonna go over. But it's okay. That's my first DW kit. Kind of hurts my heart a little bit, but it's the only kit I have that's like a natural wood finish. And you know, when you get a couple scratches on it, it looks like it's just had some cool stories. I've had worse. Last tour, we had mosh pit fall into it because my kit wasn't gated off properly. So my guitar player was trying to fix something on stage, and he got thrown into my kit. My big 14x8 snare took a gnarly gash in it. My 6.5 snare has fallen over right on its throw off, and so it dented the shell in. They take pain. They're meant to out here on tour. If it was my Fire Engine Red kit or like my new Purple Heart kit that DW just made, I would definitely be crying. But luckily, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna be okay. I might have DW restain it when we get home.
You can cry a little bit and get another one from him. Anyway, you talk about a girl kicking your cymbals. That's Chrissy Fox, right? Of Knee High Fox, and that's your lead singer.
That's my lead singer and songwriter, for that matter, Chrissy Fox. We've always kind of like had a crazy stage show. This has been the craziest so far. We're in black jumpsuits. She paints up crazy neon paint on my face every night, and everybody's face for that matter, but I usually get the worst, like the most clown looking one.
Does that get in your eyes or anything, or is that a problem? Or?
The fumes get in my eyes, and it smells like rotten fish when it goes on your face. It's pretty awful to endure. And last night we were in like pretty cold temperatures in Kansas, so the paint was cold, and just on my face it was freezing. And then I cut off the sleeves on my jumpsuit, so I'm definitely not keen to warm weather or cold weather when we're out here. But it's been fun. We have black lights all over the stage. Plus, with the lighting of the venue, it really looks nice. And what else is there? Just with the new stage show, we also got her new custom sticks from Los Cabos. Los Cabos did full-on black sticks with her signature, and it says Chrissy Fox.
Oh, okay.
And because she always, on the last couple tours, has taken my sticks and hit my cymbals on a couple songs and thrown it out in the crowd. And she got selfish, and she's like, I want my own drumsticks, and I want my own name on them because I don't want people knowing what your name is, when I throw your sticks out. She's like, you can hand your own sticks out, but I want my own too. So that's been cool. We tested that out. We ordered 20 pairs. Los Cabos got them there really, extremely quick, and they killed it. And I'm going to definitely order more, maybe do a new Knee High Fox logo print on them. But it's been fun. The whole stage show is crazy. That's why I kind of don't care about the drums getting hurt, because I know everything's fixable, and what really matters is that you just left somebody, you just shocked a lot of people when your singer's kicking over your crap, and you're okay with it. You might not like that view of that tonight though.
Well, actually, the view, I've never seen you. I've seen you play at NAMM. I've seen you on video. I've never seen you play a gig live, so I'm really excited for that. And I know it's going to be awesome, but it's going to, it's something unique to see in that, so I'm looking forward to it. And then, did we talk about the new record you guys are working on? You said songwriter, but you're actually songwriting.
Yeah,
right now. What's going on there?
So that's her main gig is songwriting, but we're actually working on our new record. We are playing 2 new songs in the set tonight. Actually, if you consider our EP that we put out a couple months ago and a couple others that we're working on, we're probably actually playing closer to 6 new songs in the set. I remember them because we have 2 brand new ones for this tour, and then everything else kind of feels old. But then I have to remember that technically we're playing 6 new songs from the record. So about a 50-50 ratio of old songs versus new songs. And we have about 3 to go, and we'll probably have the record out in January, February, hopefully a little sooner.
Okay, so you guys are promoting this tour and that, and just real quick, just hashtag or for Twitter or whatever, or how to get to follow you guys. What's that?
So it'll be, you can hashtag Knee High Fox, and you'll find a lot of stuff. Pretty much Facebook is just Knee High Fox, and that's like knee high socks, but Fox like the animal. Twitter and Instagram are going to be at Knee High Fox, and I think that's it. You can look up Knee High Fox on YouTube. It's Knee High Fox Band. And as far as I go, it's Harley DeWinter. I have my my fan page on Facebook. I have Instagram at DeWinter Drums, or that's Twitter. Twitter's at DeWinter Drums, and Instagram is Harley DeWinter. And you can keep up with me, personal life, tour. I post a lot about coffee on my Instagram story, and I post a lot about drums on my actual page. It kind of probably annoys everybody that doesn't understand my drumming stuff.
Well, I got a lot of video on you since you were a kid, and you're a young man now. It's been fun. It's been fun to follow your career, and exciting to see it live tonight. So thanks a lot, Harley.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait to see the videos from tonight, and it'll be fun. It's going to be a fun show.
Oh.
And check out drumline.net.
Oh.
There's your plug. There's the plug.
Okay, good. Thanks. Hey, try that one more time.
Check out drumline.net.